Did you know that nearly all deaths after the age of 75 are caused by just a few factors? Many people think that passing away at an old age is a natural part of life, but in reality, most deaths are due to preventable risks that are often ignored until it's too late. The problem is, by the time people realize what's happening, their health has already worsened and their options become limited. However, if you understand these risks now, you can take steps to protect yourself and improve your health in ways you never imagined. In this video, we'll reveal the top 5 causes of death after 75, responsible for almost all fatalities in this age group. Some might seem obvious, but others may surprise you. The important thing is that knowing these risks is the first step towards avoiding them. These are not just statistics. They represent real people, real families, and real decisions that can make a huge difference between facing health struggles or living a long, fulfilling life. Stay tuned until the end, because these 5 causes are not inevitable. In fact, by making small but significant changes, many have reduced their risks, stayed independent for longer, and added years or even decades to their lives. The choices you make today could affect how strong, active, and independent you remain in the future. Now, let's dive in. Heart disease. Heart disease remains the #1 cause of death for those over 75, yet many don't realize how much control they have over it. The heart is a muscle, and like any muscle, it either stays strong with proper care or weakens from years of neglect. The problem is, you don't always feel the warning signs until significant damage has already been done. Many people assume that slowing down, feeling tired, or getting winded easily is just a part of getting older, but these can actually be signs that your heart isn't as strong as it used to be, and that's something to pay attention to. One of the biggest factors contributing to heart disease is high blood pressure. Over time, it puts a massive strain on your arteries, making your heart work harder than it should. The tricky part is, you won't feel it. There are no obvious symptoms or pain to warn you, and you might not realize anything is wrong until a heart attack or stroke makes it clear. That's why so many people over 75 end up in the hospital, confused about how they got there when they felt fine just days earlier. Another major contributor is a poor diet. Decades of bad eating habits can lead to severe health problems down the road. Processed foods, excessive salt, and unhealthy fats gradually damage your body by clogging arteries and reducing circulation. But here's something most people don't realize. It's not just about avoiding bad foods, it's about eating the right ones. Your heart needs proper fuel to stay strong, and if your meals lack heart-healthy nutrients, the damage happens much faster than you think. Another issue is a lack of movement. The heart isn't designed to stay still all day. When you stop moving, circulation slows down, muscles weaken, and your heart doesn't get the exercise it needs to stay strong. You don't need to run marathons, but staying active, whether through walking, stretching, or simple chair exercises, helps your heart pump efficiently and reduces the risk of heart disease significantly. The biggest mistake people make is assuming heart disease is inevitable. They hear about relatives who had heart attacks or think it's just part of aging. But the truth is that small, consistent choices matter. What you eat, how you move, and how you manage stress all influence whether your heart stays strong or begins to fail. If there's one takeaway, it's this: you have more control over your heart health than you think. The decisions you make today can determine how strong your heart remains in the future, and the best time to start protecting it is now. 2. Falls and injuries. One of the most dangerous and often overlooked risks after 75 isn't a disease, it's a fall. It happens in an instant. One misstep, one dizzy spell, one slippery floor, and everything changes. A fractured hip, a head injury, or even a minor bruise can quickly escalate into a serious, life-threatening event. What most people don't realize is how vulnerable they are until it's too late. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury-related deaths in seniors. They account for millions of emergency room visits each year, and for many, a single fall leads to a decline they never fully recover from. A hip fracture can mean months of bed rest, loss of independence, and an increased risk of infections and complications. Despite how common falls are, most people don't take fall prevention seriously until it's too late. As we age, our balance, muscle strength, and reaction time gradually decline, but this happens so slowly that we often don't notice. You might feel fine walking around your house, going about your daily routine, but then one day you reach for something, lose your balance, and gravity takes over. The body simply doesn't recover as quickly as it once did, and what used to be a minor stumble can now result in serious injury. What makes this worse is that fear of falling leads to more falls. After one close call, many seniors stop moving altogether. They avoid walking, stairs, and activities out of fear. But the less you move, the weaker your muscles become, and the weaker your muscles are, the more likely you are to fall. It's a vicious cycle that can quickly rob you of your independence. The good news is that falls are not inevitable. There are simple but powerful ways to reduce your risk significantly. Strengthening your legs and core, improving your balance, and making small changes around your home, such as better lighting, slip-resistant rugs, and sturdy handrails, can make a huge difference. Another overlooked factor is medication side effects. Many prescriptions cause dizziness, drowsiness, or blood pressure changes that make falls more likely. If you've ever felt lightheaded after standing up too quickly, your body is warning you that something needs adjusting. Discussing this with your doctor can help mitigate these risks. Your medications should be carefully monitored to ensure they aren't working against you, and being mindful of how they affect your balance can save your life. Falling isn't just about tripping, it's about staying strong, steady, and aware of the small things that can make a big difference. After 75, a single fall can change everything, and taking the right precautions now could mean years of continued mobility, independence, and a much higher quality of life. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. Your support helps us keep creating valuable content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. 3. Respiratory diseases. Breathing is something we take for granted until it becomes difficult. As we age, our lungs don't function as efficiently as they once did, and even minor respiratory issues can quickly become serious. What starts as a simple cough or shortness of breath can escalate into chronic conditions, infections, or even hospitalization. After 75, respiratory diseases are one of the leading causes of death, not because they're unavoidable, but because they're often ignored until it's too late. One major danger is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, which includes emphysema and chronic bronchitis. Over time, the airways become inflamed, making it harder to breathe. Many seniors dismiss symptoms like frequent coughing, wheezing, or breathlessness, thinking it's just part of aging. But these are warning signs that your lungs need attention. Another serious risk is pneumonia. It might seem like a mild illness, but for older adults, pneumonia is far more dangerous. What starts as a cold or mild chest congestion can rapidly turn into a life-threatening condition because the body's ability to fight infections weakens with age. Many hospitalizations after 75 are caused by pneumonia, and in too many cases it leads to a rapid decline in health that some never fully recover from. Poor air quality is also a significant risk. Over time, exposure to dust, pollution, and secondhand smoke damages the lungs. Even inside your home, things like mold, pet dander, and indoor pollutants can worsen breathing problems without you realizing it. If you have conditions like asthma or COPD, these irritants can make symptoms worse. Simple adjustments, like improving indoor air quality with air purifiers or avoiding smoke exposure, can significantly protect your lungs. One of the simplest ways to keep your lungs healthy is to stay active. Many people don't realize that, like any other part of the body, your lungs need exercise to stay strong. When you move, your lungs expand fully, which helps clear out mucus and keep them healthy. But when you sit for long periods, your lungs aren't working as hard, which can make you more vulnerable to infections and weaken lung function over time. Even light activities, such as walking or stretching, can help keep your lungs stronger for longer. Another important factor is getting the right vaccinations. Many seniors underestimate the importance of vaccines for pneumonia, flu, and other respiratory illnesses. But these simple steps can dramatically reduce the risk of severe infections. It's not just about avoiding a cold, it's about preventing complications that could land you in the hospital or worse. Taking small steps now can have a big impact on your lung health. Staying up to date on vaccines can make all the difference between a mild illness and a serious health crisis. Breathing should never feel like a struggle, but for many over 75 it does, not because it has to, but because they didn't take action early enough. Your lungs are with you every second of your life, working to keep you alive. Taking care of them, strengthening them, and protecting them from infection is one of the most powerful things you can do to extend both your health and independence. 4. Stroke. A stroke happens suddenly, without warning, and in an instant, life can change forever. It is one of the leading causes of death after 75, yet many don't realize how many early warning signs and risk factors are within their control. The problem is, a stroke doesn't always give you a second chance. Once it happens, the damage is often permanent. What most people don't know is that up to 80% of strokes can be prevented. But that means the choices you make today could determine whether you stay independent or suffer from a life-altering event. A stroke occurs when blood flow to the brain is suddenly blocked or when a blood vessel bursts. When this happens, brain cells begin to die within minutes. The longer the brain is deprived of oxygen, the greater the damage. Some strokes are small, causing only temporary confusion or slight weakness, but others leave people paralyzed, unable to speak, or completely dependent on others. In far too many cases, a stroke is fatal. One of the biggest risk factors is high blood pressure. Over time, too much pressure on the arteries weakens them, making them more likely to rupture or become blocked. Just like with heart disease, high blood pressure often has no symptoms. That's why so many people walk around completely unaware they are at risk until a stroke happens. Irregular heart rhythms, like atrial fibrillation, are another major cause of strokes. Many seniors experience this without realizing it. When the heart beats irregularly, blood can pool and form clots. If one of those clots travels to the brain, it can cause a stroke instantly. The good news is that a simple medical checkup can detect these issues early, and treatment can significantly lower your risk. Diet and lifestyle are also key factors. Eating too many processed foods, excessive salt, and unhealthy fats increases the likelihood of a stroke, while a lack of movement can cause blood to thicken and circulation to slow. The best way to reduce your risk is by staying active, eating nutrient-rich foods, and maintaining healthy blood pressure. Small changes, like adding leafy greens, cutting back on sodium, and drinking more water, can make a huge difference. One often overlooked factor is mini strokes or TIA, transient ischemic attacks. Even if symptoms like blurred vision or confusion go away, don't ignore them. Seeking medical attention immediately could mean the difference between preventing a stroke and suffering its devastating consequences. The most important thing to remember, you have the power to reduce your stroke risk. Checking your blood pressure regularly, maintaining a heart-healthy diet, staying active, and recognizing the early warning signs can help you stay independent and avoid the life-altering effects of a stroke. The earlier you take action, the better your chances of protecting yourself. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Your support helps us keep creating content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. 5. Cognitive decline and related complications. One of the most heartbreaking realities of aging is the gradual loss of memory, reasoning, and independence. Cognitive decline doesn't happen overnight, it creeps in slowly, making small changes that are easy to dismiss at first. But as the years pass, these small lapses turn into something more serious. The ability to manage daily tasks, recognize familiar faces, or make sound decisions begins to fade. And for many, it's not just an inconvenience, it becomes life-threatening. Dementia and Alzheimer's disease don't just affect the mind, they put the entire body at risk. As cognitive function declines, so does the ability to take care of one's health. Simple tasks like remembering to take medications, eating balanced meals, or recognizing symptoms of illness become increasingly difficult. Many seniors with dementia forget to drink enough water, leading to dangerous dehydration. Others may eat too little or too much, causing nutritional deficiencies or weight gain that increases the risk of other serious conditions. But one of the biggest dangers is accidents. Forgetting to turn off the stove, leaving the door unlocked at night, or wandering outside in unsafe conditions. All these risks become deadly as cognitive decline progresses. For many seniors, this leads to a tragic reality, losing their independence. Independence may become a challenge, as some may no longer be able to live alone safely. Without proper care, their health can deteriorate more quickly. The frightening part is that many don't realize they're experiencing cognitive decline until it has already progressed significantly. Early signs such as forgetting names, struggling to follow conversations, or misplacing important items are often dismissed as just a part of aging. But in reality, these are warning signs your brain is giving you that something is changing. The sooner you act, the better your chances of slowing the decline and maintaining a sharp, healthy mind for years to come. One of the best ways to protect your brain is by staying mentally active. Like muscles, your brain needs exercise to stay strong. Reading, learning new skills, doing puzzles, or engaging in deep conversations can keep your brain engaged and reduce the risk of cognitive decline. And here's something often overlooked. Physical exercise is just as important for brain health as mental activity. Movement increases blood flow to the brain, which helps protect memory and cognitive function. Social interaction is another key factor. Isolation and loneliness significantly speed up mental decline. Regular conversations, meeting with friends, and staying engaged with a community can help keep your brain sharper for longer. The more you challenge your mind with new experiences and meaningful interactions, the more resilient it becomes. Diet plays a significant role as well. What you eat directly affects your brain health. Omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and vitamins found in foods like leafy greens, berries, and nuts help protect against cognitive decline. On the other hand, too much processed food, sugar, and unhealthy fats contribute to inflammation in the brain, increasing the risk of dementia. A healthy brain starts with a healthy body. and the choices you make today can shape how well you think and function in the years ahead. Losing cognitive function is not an inevitable part of aging. By taking the right steps now, keeping your mind and body active, staying socially engaged, and making smart dietary choices, you can significantly reduce your risk. Your brain is just like any other part of your body. The more you take care of it, the stronger it stays. Final thoughts as we wrap up. Take a moment to reflect on what we've covered: heart disease, falls, respiratory issues, stroke, and cognitive decline. These 5 causes are responsible for nearly all deaths after 75, but here's what's important to remember: they are not inevitable. Most people don't realize how much control they have over their own health, and by the time they do, it's often too late. The truth is, small, consistent choices starting today can add years of strength, clarity, and independence to your life. No one wants to think about aging, but ignoring these risks doesn't make them disappear. The good news is that awareness gives you power. Knowing the signs, taking preventive steps, and making your health a priority means you don't have to fear what's ahead. Instead of focusing on limitations, you can focus on longevity, strength, and enjoying life to the fullest. Think about your own daily habits. Are there areas where you could make small improvements? Maybe it's eating healthier, moving more, getting regular checkups, or staying socially and mentally active. Whatever it is, remember this: you don't have to change everything at once. Even one small step in the right direction can set you on the path toward better health and a fuller life. At this stage in life, your well-being is your greatest asset. The more you protect it, the more you can enjoy time with loved ones, maintain your independence, and live without fear of preventable health issues. Every day is an opportunity to take care of yourself, and the choices you make today can determine how strong and capable you remain in the years ahead. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments motivates and encourages us to keep going. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.